Let's talk about your journey into Anambra politics because iPhone winner, yes. You want to go?
Can I make a yes?
Yes, yes now. And then why Charles Soludo? Because I don't think you were active before him, as an active with other governors before Charles Soludo. So why Charles Soludo? And then how did you get into government now?
Onye na-alụlọ tata dịka special advisor to the governor on youth empowerment bụ Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, CFR. A big name and a big brand. The journey began in 2019. Oge feel na we need for social orientation. Then we need to think about the future of Anambra after Willie Obiano, the then governor. Oge aka no China. I go up about that periodic and I may engage with young people online. One of my friends na Bachakwa. So one of the conversation I had with a young person, two of them, then was Blaze Ezokeke and Ofobike. They came to me for something else, Ogen Battle. So I now say that kedu onye afilo ya zo aya akwado. Because before then, both of them are different political ideology. Blaze then serve na government wuli. Ofobike ano na government on a lecturer about no kana attend his program na Ibariam. But then the previous election that brought Wule second term was one of those that supported Obaze, Henry Obaze. So I wanted to know his viewpoint. When this time around, mention Soludo. I saw Soludo kuma. No nye ama. And onye ya alụ nkwa ọlụ ọfụma. But beyond these people mkpọrọ afọ the other people kwa mme chekwala na agwa. But I noticed na each of after Professor Charles Soludo built up that then they move a unity of purpose. People now agree. For the work describe an order in as 7.5 years. I'm not busy. In fact, somebody mentioned on our past now the new generation of young people amazi. Ndema moga afed na naira wa bunde mambo all CBN.
Yes.
Inwe ka mana afa mana mahazi mo chomelu. Ejuba fi na-ekwu dị ese ị na-ekwu ihe bụ na edelo no APC na John Bosco no na alụkọ. Why so is na John Bosco apụta, but immediately raise kwa with him. Also na
it's no
ya alụkọ ọlụ. But all this journey wide consultation with the young people. Anokata mo boba yes. That was after wide conversation. It was something that took me close to 8 months. 8 months. It didn't just happen. Here, but long before birthday, so in July. First week of January in 2019. Okay, I can on vacation. I could go well July is it. I was just go governor na be on his birthday. That day when we pastoral visit Bishop Oka by me mention I put a cake, I work cake. I wear bazaar say kind on our wapala just wapala we make this thing. Yoku buka kana ayochukwu. But the message I do na actually Jaffa were for more, yes, because we needed permission because after I batana because yes mean youth honestly seek Soludo. You need to get his permission. He encouraged us say I name, but he needs to keep reflecting and keep hoping. You know, he had already attempted before. Also got 2010.
Yes.
Oga Kosiga, second term Opitobi. There was okay disqualified there. So we got a lot of backstabbing. But I didn't just consult the youths and I also consulted some stakeholders who have the view that he's certainly a good brand. So major, though there are some people that didn't also come out strongly to for the purpose of their privacy. I wouldn't want to call them. But I agree with me. I feel that he can't and he shouldn't be. But we're discouraged, but the majority of people I consult went that he is somebody that can consolidate upon the gains of Wudi Obiano and the other government. And of course, given his capacity and what he has been able to do with Central Bank and with the Nigerian Minting and Printing Corporation, that he's going to do well. Okenalo is liable to form a coalition. In our phone for one like Ofobike, was sympathy for PDP, supported the whole like Maze was of at least now begin them one of APC. Then Blaze Okeke was Apoga. There were a whole lot of young people not APC when PDP they come on board. You know. But I just data to as a classical example. However, for more years, yeah. Target was institutions because the young people are not vote kwa amacha oge ihe omelu na Central Bank can relevant today, but ndị mara young people amakazi onye melie and how he did that. That has to form back club na every institution. From there, I advise local government form ba where we preach be na bayale look and cranny. At some point, I was attacked by the unknown gunmen a day after the flag off, and my Helios was set ablaze. Now for Nobi, I with 6 persons I bulu Bowchalo. That day came with ZB, youth leader and the Newi Apoga. One was security in Dalo. But I was the only one that, by please God, that escaped. So, it was a very long journey. And eventually, and by special grace of God, he won by that election. And we are very happy. It was a collective decision from the Anambra. Both the old and the young. Both the children, the women, and the male. He became almost a consensus candidate from the Anambra. Because people, a lot of support groups, including Yes, and a lot of people took time to reflect on Ihe Megolo, believing that na Obia no ye mekale. And I'm not surprised na of what I'm seeing today in Anambra. Beyond the fact that I'm not part of this administration, office administration, and also as a member of the executive council, when he speaks, you can literally feel and touch his passion. The governor is very passionate about Anambra. If people complain, oh, people will stay too late. Yeah, people say, I'm going to escort you 8 p.m., 7 p.m., 6 p.m. later. I must have 6, that will stay up to 9 p.m. Most of you are Anambra. We have never gone there to talk about political party or to talk about opponents or to talk about you governor but there always boo how Anambra fortune can be and most of the things name Anambra as some people have water say protocol tax the government is what they go law here now as some people how some people can tax how will they go to the private pocket how will government make money to so there's a lot of things that you all the youth Bo ebe governor Jue Shela Abo because he loves the youth of Anambra. Osege that in my face also that the youth are the bridge to the future. You can't talk about a greater Anambra without talking about a great or even much greater youth. Because how Anambra will look in the next 5-10 years will depend on the quality of the youth today. Youth who don't name okite, brundere me nezu ohi na anwụ mkpụrụ mmiri. Ihe nwa Anambra nwe future. Because ilu na alụ fumos abon bata ya na turn by man we ha ese n'ime but ana akutugasi structure mo aye safeguard legacy. So governor got na alụ ọlụ na alụ mmadụ. Pato ji focus on a train of youth, one youth, two skills, and even one youth, two skills plus because now he's one skill. He's very intentional with he making sure now all this program on this administration take the youth friendly. Nicolanya antenatal free antenatal and delivery services can never has beneficiaries. All the youth, young family, they can why karamu.
Yes.
Or from them pamado on the karanu why they karamu.
Yes.
They are all young people. Go and deliver free of charge. Irrespective of ebe is surviving in our public facility. Free education from nursery to secondary. Can never has beneficiary. All young families they can ask one mark secondary school. Most of they can go to university. How the youth? This value chain, palm oil and coconut revolution, the value chain developed. The highest beneficiary youth. Oh, now you employment. Oh, go they life. Oh, we go how can now lift out of poverty.
Yes.
Ilo na alogase kendo balo on the young people ndị na anya keke ndị na anya moto eheze ejezi mechanic kita wande je bina ime obodo ebu atase ngwongwo ha out. So the point in chori make bo that my journey into the government of Anambra today bo bidoro mgbe governor Wenzil wese ka bịa ka mbụlụ advisor ya na ihe gbasara ndị ntorobịa. And that is what we're doing. All is purely advisory. Inye aka nwe nke gọọmenti na-eme gbasara ndị ntorobịa inye aka kwuo to esi dị mma tiekwu aka fụ na ọ dị mma. Pata na ihe one to school I'm very much involved na eti ọnụ otu nwere ike eso okwu fụ na ihe ekwu si mee n'otu aka esi eme ọ na-aga commissioner and the ministry and execute ọfụma. So the point bụ na today I'm very very happy and I count it as privilege na ama amụ ọlụ n'aka Professor Charles Soludo because na even esko si aga fuko si I think you will be forced to think differently about public service. The government will say that the public service is the height and the highest point of charity because it gives you opportunity to do for more people, what you couldn't have done more by a private individual. That is why people go into public service. As a public service person, like today, I'm 82 students under my scholarship. Na primary school and secondary because na Nobi and public schools, here parochial schools mostly. Parochial school. So also one migrant school, both primary school na Nobi. So public schools they are most schools they are mostly mission school. So they pay. So as a way of encouraging them, then my parents petty traders, I take off this thing as a way of also giving back to society, and as a way of even saying thank you to Professor Charles Soludo when you are na PhD in Melo na China. So it's a way of also because then that I have done this for you to empower you and to encourage you to do for others. Okwa has not left me, and that's what also inspire most of me trying to invest in other people's education, no matter how little. As way back as 2018 Nigeria and 2017 Nigeria and Soludo, gonna adopt Chago, adopt where years back, yeah, the Amoji primary school, so for adopted, and then na abanya akwụ ụgwọ akwụkwọ a government school nyana akwụ ụgwọ akwụkwọ nyana a kit here. Even the ojelo holy child so of eso nyaweje. The do okunu akwụ akwụ ha work for the next 5 years. Eso yaweje. That should be 2017 or thereabout. So he's a great leader that actually inspires. I keep asking, what is leadership if you can't influence? So my political and public life in Anambra and the mainstream politics is actually guided by the ethos of and principles of Professor Charles Soludo's leadership skill, and it's something I'm paying very close attention to, and and I actually have a great influence on the way I think now about public service.
No.
To all my brothers in America, Europe, Asia, Africa, and across the globe, chetakwa na akuro uno, amala onye kpatala ya. Think home, think Pine Leaf Estate and Properties Limited. Okwa ni ififele ni nwela na be nna ye. Secure a land and secure your future with Pine Leaf Estate and Properties Limited. Dalo.